Here of when they do experiments in physics and the research team has a grant to study light as waves, and then it sees light as waves, and then another research group has a grant to see light as particles, and suddenly the light appears as particles. It's almost as if it dances to the tune of the observer, The observer gives the meaning to the light. The light doesn't have any solid meaning in a way. It'll appear basically based on what it's appearing to. So in a way, if you see that in physics, that like the observer is the most influential aspect of any experiment, you can expand it into what's happening here. So if we have an intellectual understanding of truth, what we are is going to override that, but not from the outside in, but from the inside out, in a sense. So if you have an intellectual understanding, you think you have a grasp of that, but it could actually be blocking you off from your own nature, in a sense. The intellectual understanding, instead of being like an attractive mechanism, it'll like be an imposing mechanism without knowing it. You'll be stuck with your own inclinations, in a sense. You'll have a belief in the intellect, so you think that's the understanding, when the understanding is no understanding. That's the beautiful news. Like they say, the ultimate understanding. What would that mean if there's an ultimate understanding? Is there like a superior understanding? Is there like a come see, come sar understanding, or an ignorant understanding? There's no ultimate understanding. It's just like the ultimate understanding is that there is no understanding. That would be it. So the system of understanding will negate itself if you let it go as far as it can go. Because what will be beyond it is you. There's nothing going to be behind you. So if you believe you're having an intellectual understanding of what you are over here, that's not over here, it's over here. You're still preceding it. So what you are will blow up that understanding at a drop of a hat. Even if, let's say, it's been going solidly for 20 years and you think it's really reliable, in a split second it can be seen totally differently from that. But that can't be seen. So anything that we're holding up in front of it to represent a knowledge of this and that can always be, how ironic it is? These people, I remember I read an article about these experts in certain fields, like in nutrition and how to die, with grace and all like this. And the guy who was he was a juicing expert, got killed by a coconut falling out the tree. And the lady who wrote all these books about conscious dying went out screaming, supposedly. Fucking threw a huge fit when her seeming life was coming to an end. You see how life is always going to just make you the fool. If you take a position, it's going to show you the position ain't it. It's always going to do it. Because, why? Because it's love, really. Because taking that position is off. Any position is off. So love isn't going to stand for that, in a way. So from the position, you'll think, oh, Jesus, my whole life just got cracked. The whole thing, went totally down the tubes. Hallelujah, in a way. It's like we always tell that story about the Poopa Scoopa guy. I don't want to go into the gory details of it. But it's a story that represents an idea that happens a lot, where you have a problem, let's say. Something's causing a great dis-ease and an unrest and an irritability in one's life. And somehow you get introduced to a way of managing it, let's say. And then you believe that you've learned such a high level of managing that the problem isn't a problem anymore. But the managing demands managing all the time. And what happens is, you now think you have the solution to the problem, which is another aspect of the problem. Like incessant managing isn't relaxing. Vigilance isn't comfortable. When someone is vigilant, they're like in a rigid thing. Relaxed awareness is different. So this person now thinks he has the answer to the problem. And so when someone comes and introduces him to the possibility of the problem, he doesn't have any desire or drive to learn the solution because he thinks he has a solution. Yeah? And he's invested in it. Like he's got a line of Poopa Scoopas he sells, and he writes, editorials for Poopa Scoopa magazine, and he's a circuit speaker, and he goes to conventions of a lot of shit, you know what I mean? And he can pick it up as fast as anyone, but he's still picking up the shit. The shit's still happening, yeah? That's not the solution. So, but at this point, whoever that mind is that's become identified with that solution, when our solution comes, he's not going to be drawn to it because his mind's invested in being the solution to this, He's got jackets with it on, he's got a whole freaking career based on it. So he's got no interest in hearing the solution because he thinks he has one. A lot of times, in a subtler way, that's what the intellectual understanding has. The intellectual understanding is, in a way, a seeming bridge from everywhere to everywhere. You're already there, but you don't think so. So you may have to build a bridge of understanding to realize you're already there. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean when you get the bridge of understanding that you're already there, that you cross the bridge to get there, the bridge collapses. Because you've taken a bridge from everywhere to everywhere. Yeah? There's no need for a return trip. You know what I mean? The understanding's done its job, that there's no need for an understanding. There goes the bridge. You now don't try to go back to I'm going to follow the trail of understanding back to the truth. You are the truth. Yeah? It's totally economical. You don't have to carry you don't have to have a special little pocket with, this is where the message is, you know what I mean? And I have a little button to make sure it's there, because sometimes traveling heavy, it could just bounce out and I could lose the message. That's still provoking anxiety, isn't it? There's no peace in that, because it's still something that hasn't been grokked as totally available at all times, right where we are, with no requirement necessary. There's still subtle requirements your head is producing distance with, from that. And so if you don't have these one or two techniques, I can't access that. That's when the gateless gate becomes a toll booth, and you're the toll taker. Yeah? That's when the open secret is not as open as they make it out to be. There's some secretness in the openness of the secret. You know what I mean? You've got to join a secret cult to really get the openness of the open secret. But the statement of open secret means there's no secret. The statement of gateless gate, if a gate is gateless, is it a gate? You know what I mean? If it's a gateless gate, what does that mean? There's no gate. It's not like, I have a gateless gate. You know what I mean? And I need that one bit of understanding to push the gateless gate open, and I can walk through the gateless gate. No! There's no gate. The seeker is the sought. What's looking is what you're looking for. I mean, there's great scriptures of 800 pages, but those little short sentences have a huge wallop if you're open to it. What's looking is what you're looking for. Come on. Do you really believe that? No, you probably don't, or you wouldn't be here maybe. You'd be doing something else, like making bread or whatever. Who knows? Maybe you would be here enjoying it, because this space is a nice place to come. But the whole idea is there's a huge belief system that doesn't say, I'm not that. I need to purify more. And I hurt someone a few hours ago, and so that exiles me from what I am, or this or that. And so there's still tons of conditions and requirements, not coming from central office, but from you and us. The mental state's making up, like, it's adding more spans to the bridge all day. It's not enough for an understanding. Now I got to get the body in condition. I got to have the right livelihood. I have to have the right meditation, the right understanding, the right. But that ain't the right view. The right view, the rightness of that migrates to all the activities you're involved with. The activities aren't going to produce the right view. Because the activities will be held, in most cases, that you're the one who's doing them. So you're still along for the ride. There's still one passenger to the ride to nowhere. And no thing. So a thing is going to get a visa. It can never realize it's a citizen of nowhere and no thing, because it's identified as a thing. So the best it can do is try to get a visa to go there. A month-long retreat. Not just in like Marin City, but Bhutan or somewhere, you know what I mean? Some fucking exquisite 8 waterfalls, and you stand under them, and somehow you're going to convince yourself you're really in the moment. But who needs to be convinced? What you take yourself to be. And does that need to be convinced? No. It needs to be lost, the interest, lost in it, lose interest in it. To convince a split mind, you're only going to feed the possibility of being unconvinced. Yeah? You can never be thoroughly convinced in the mental state, because it's a two-sided coin. One side is totally convinced, the other side's unconvinced. I've seen examples of it in recovery. I've gone to some very low-level detoxes, and where people waxed incredibly poetically about their demise and their huge desire to be free, and an hour later they're drunk. There's assuming that there's a power, that there's no power. Yeah? They can't trust themselves for as far as they can throw themselves. Yeah? Because they've been occupied. But there's a previous occupation or occupier prior to all other occupations, and that's the inherent space that we are, that thing that we call emptiness, which is alive and full of itself. It allows everything else to occur, but whatever occurs in it never affects it. Yeah? That's where to rely on. Rely on the screen, not on trying to refine the movie to exactly the way you want it, but on the screen that the movie appears on. Rely on that, because all the movies are going to be pasted on that. The screen isn't, you don't go to one film, this screen only shows action pictures, you know what I mean? Or this screen only shows foreign films. No, you can fucking throw any kind of light on it, and there it is, yeah? Exactly. If we're the biggest influence of any experiment, what is this but an experiment? You want to worship past influences of an experiment? I love to write a book of, we all love dead masters, yeah? Because we can make them anything we want. Jesus is my friend. Jesus may have slapped you into his seventh heaven if he was here. Who knows what the hell would happen? You know what I mean? Buddha. Who knows? Buddha may have not put up with you for 1 second. Fucking get out of here. Get me some rice, something. Who knows? But we have these ideas. And they're just ideas. Ideas. Intellectual understanding, ideas, concepts. And we think when we go through, there's going to be the one concept that is real, the one idea that is real, the one thought that is real. No, there is no real thought. The only real thought, the only reality in a thought is what's observing it. Yeah? The only reality in this whole place is what's observing it. Mind, big M mind. And we're lending reality to things through identification as this thing. That's what's going on. Mind's dreaming. It's dreamt that, hey, it's taken itself to be this, therefore it takes you to be that. What's the point? Find out, to me, exactly what my conditional mind was looking for was brought into its event, into its experiential realm, but not by it. Yeah? But by realizing I wasn't the mental idea got a huge breakthrough. The mental idea has its stage, in time, maybe another 10 years, 5 years in this condition, maybe more. Yeah? It's having its thing. And you know what? A great blessing has come upon it. But not from it or from anything out here, but from what it's of, not what it's in. Yeah? From its space, from its awareness, it's brought lightness into this event. Traveling lighter. Every day, every consequence, every search situation, every physical, emotional, financial, circumstantial state, not being defined by them, but showing a little ability to outshine them. Yeah? To me, it's called traveling lighter. And so, while you're here, seemingly, in this place of time and space, seemingly, it's the greatest reprieve of all. Not for the self, not from the self, not by the self, right? But a separation. Yeah? A separation that was never needed to be noticed because it never happened. The freedom prior to any kind of bondage. Yeah? The freedom, the peace prior to having peace and then losing peace and having peace and losing peace. The clarity that wasn't produced by a glimpse and then lost in time and then wishing for another glimpse of the truth. No. The everlasting, always available at all times, right where you are, reality of our own nature. Yeah. Who's the closest seeming person to it right now? You are. Yeah. So remember certain things at certain times in your life that you really needed to do certain things? And then there's a point where you don't need to do them anymore? So obviously the essentiality of that thing wasn't the truth, it was you, yes? So somehow or another, your mental state and mind had a belief that I have to do this to be okay, then you better fucking do it. Because you're the reality. If you're making that real, that there's a chasm that you have to transverse, then you get to start building a bridge with some other people. Yeah? But every time, what happens is every time we take these false rafts to the other shore, and we realize we're on the same shore that we were building the raft on, it's going to dawn on you sooner or later. The activity here is building rafts, going to other shores, but you're not the complete passenger. You're exactly the shore you want to arrive at right now. Yeah? So there's a great relief while you're getting all these spiritual mileage, frequent flyer miles you're picking up. You've realized you already got the key to the kingdom. You are that. You are the greatest vacation destination of all. But will I look good there? I bought this outfit to wear in Bali. You don't need an outfit, this one. Oh, fuck, I don't want to go. Can I bring my books with me? No, there's no need to bring them. Oh, well, I'd rather stay in the library. All right, stay in the library. But be true, see what's true for you. If you really believe your life is based on feelings, whew. If you believe that thoughts are the way to travel here, good luck, man. You better find a lot of strategies to minimize the effects of what's not happening, because it's going to have a huge effect on your experience here. You're going to be overwrought by something that's not occurring. You're going to be so concerned about next week, you won't even be able to wake up to this moment. Yeah? Like Jesus said, supposedly, you can't serve two masters at once. You can't be feeling the direction of this if you're following the thoughts. It just doesn't work. Yeah? The thoughts have a whole different agenda. They're about yesterday and tomorrow, so that you can be remembered as that idea of Paul as a body in the past and the future, so you can be remembered as that now. When has thought ever captured you? When? When has thought ever captured you? When have you gotten a true composite of how you really are through thought that hasn't changed in a week or a month or an hour or a half an hour? Yeah? Survey it completely. Survey what you are by the thought system and what you could. And when they post that picture on the mental post office, for most wanted, you won't even recognize it. It's an image made on past and future ideas. Yeah, you'll be pictured as a thing, trying to get out of being a thing, but as a thing. What an insane! Can you imagine someone explain that to you, like right now? Trying to get out of a thing as a thing. How could that ever succeed? How could self get out of self? The solution is you were never in it. There is no solution if its assumption is based and is said to be true. You are a self. Good luck trying to get out of it. I bet you there's I'd say a couple hundred years of trying to get out of self right here. How's it going? Yeah, let's take a survey. How's it worked? Wonderfully well. How much have you done to distance yourself from that? How much? Quite a lot. Unfortunately, wherever you are, there you are. Or great fortune, wherever you are, there you are. If it's a mental idea, you want it to be different, you want to get out of it, you want more, you want better. If it's what you are, a relief will come over all this event. You'll chill out, finally. You'll be able to breathe. This day won't be encroached on by yesterday and tomorrow. You know how sunny this is? In our mental state, there's giant weather fronts squeezing the sun. This is yesterday and tomorrow. Squeezing the sun out all fucking day. You know what I mean? This is a beautiful day, but tomorrow, I got so much shit to do tomorrow. Well, can you do it today? No. But I got to do it tomorrow. Okay. Well. See the limitation you're up against. I got to get started. When? Today, but I thought you had to do it tomorrow. Do you ever think of letting go of the wheel? There's a big rod underneath. It's driving the car. Your whole pantomime is you putting the blinker on, I can't see the window like this. None of that's happening. You're just in the seat observing. No sane mind would ever give you any power. You know what I mean? If you had to beat your own heart, you would have forgot the first day you were here. You would have died by 9:30. You came into being at 9:20, you forgot to beat the heart, and you were dead. Oops, I stopped moving the blood, but your arm would fall off. It'd be gone like all these pieces would just fall off. Oh, jeez. But I had so much to do tomorrow. There's the legs. But now I don't even have legs to do it. Don't you think the actual truth can provoke a lot more relaxation? There's no judges at the end of the road here, accruing your value, how fast you ran, how much you acquired, how many laps you did. No one's keeping your time. You're not a workhorse. You're not a mule to carry all these things you've acquired and got in your experiential satchel. to show to the mental accountant and get some kind of approval, at least you'll be going to limbo or purgatory. You won't go to hell directly. Don't you see you're playing all the roles? Have the faith that you can respond to what is necessary, and then you'll respond to what is necessary without much thought around it. If something is essential that you need to do, then they'll turn into habits, which are actions without thoughts, and you'll have like these God rails on this little experience, G-O-D rails, and you won't go off the end. You won't go off ramp 23 thinking it's going to be different than the last time you took ramp 23. You just keep on keeping on, and you'll be put to good use. You'll be available to others and to your own experience, and you'll be used. Yeah, to better people. Not in the way you may have thought, but you'll still be used. The hose finds true value by recognizing it's a channel or a conduit for the water. It doesn't get much value as being a hose. It's just an empty plastic hole. Yeah? But it's the water and how that water can be channeled or directed to things through that hose that gives us its value. Yeah? In recovery, the step 11 in the 12 and 12, Bill W., the co-founder of AA, says, he talks about the channel as the event of, let's say, spiritual expression in one's life, is that this becomes a channel to all there is, which it is already, but in a much more, let's say, appropriate manner. And so the hose feels the best when the water is moving through. And the water, no, not its intention, will naturally clean the hose because that's the quality of water. Moving water cleans things, yeah? So it's moving, and then this stays cleaner. And what to me cleaner means? Lighter. You travel lighter. Yeah. So here, coming like this, almost in a picture, a vertical download instead of living a horizontal download, which is what the mental state is doing. It's constantly downloading the same old, putting different figures in it, or different sceneries or landscapes, but it's the same old. It's like we're on this mental oval running this race of time, yeah? And we're just getting downloads, horizontal downloads, from the same source. So it's just like this huge agitation, on to a better, bigger day, on to a better, bigger moment. Oh, look at that past moment, on and on. It's slavery. Looking up, vertical download. Bing! Yeah? On and 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 on. One note forever playing, with all this agitation of notes like bouncing off its mental skillet. One note, the baseline of all baselines. And you're attuned to it because you're it. You don't have to pluck it. It's been plucked once, bing, never needing to be plucked again. Ding. I like that. We're here to see what we're not, and that's how we'll find out about what we are. See what we're not. Are we the thinker? Are we the feeler? Are we the doer? Are we the haver? Are we the seer? Are we the feeler? Are we the hearer? Or is there's hearing, seeing, feeling, tasting, thinking, touching? Yes? Is it always just a verb? Everything is verbing. The mental process, selfing, is verbing. Everything is verbing, yeah? The mental process, selfing, carries this idea that a noun is behind everything. That's the mistake. If we're not that noun, we'll see the mental process just like every other process, yeah? As a verb, yeah? with only one witness, not the one who started it, not the one who's had effect of it, but the awareness that's recognizing it all. Yeah? That's never been plucked. It can never be dimmed. It can never be muted. It's all an impossibility what we're dreaming now. Not one iota of what we are has ever been affected by all this activity of what we're not. Not one. Not one bit. Your sky is unbesmirched. No effects will ever show. It's all been swallowed up as if nothing has ever happened. It's all a lot of explosions, yet with nothing going on. Yeah? The screen. Does the screen get tired after 50 movies? After 100 movies? After 400 movies? You ever go into an old movie theater? The screen's fucking still there. The seats are all gone. Everything's good there. But the screen's there, just sitting there, waiting for another movie. Voila. So that's it. How you doing, everyone? Any questions? We only have a few more books left, so who doesn't have one can get one today. There'll be more coming. We have a book out, bro. I thought I was telling everyone it was Escape from Everywhere, but it actually isn't. It's Escape to Everywhere. Which is the same anyway. What? All right. It's just Escape to Everywhere. That sounds funny. How could you escape to everywhere? Exactly. Well, how could you escape from everywhere? Exactly. Fuck, you mean we're here? Yeah. I don't want to be here. Just luck.
It's kind of like we're to exist most comfortably between big M mind and little m mind without going into little m.
Well, but you're assuming there's a you that would be in the middle. There isn't one. So
don't go into little m.
Well, if you realize who could go into little m isn't you, so therefore little m's doing its thing and big M is doing its no thing. Yeah, it's the same mind. Yeah, one's in manifestation, the other is not manifesting. Yeah, have a little of the unmanifest. It's the greatest seasoning for what's manifesting. Yes, because it's what can be truly relied on because it's always available. Nothing out here can be relied on. You can't rely on your mate. He may pass away or she may pass away before you do. Yeah? You can't rely on your thoughts. They're fucking insane. It's an unreliable system. You can't rely on the stock market. You think it's going great. A lot of people had a total collapse in 98. You can't rely on a damn thing out here, truly. But that's not where reliance is sought, truly. Reliance is sought in what we are, not what we have and what we do or what we acquire. It's what we are. That's where the peace lies. Yes? The Son of Man can finally rest his head. He's been looking for some comfort, but the comfort was residing right where he was the whole time. Yeah. All right, you want to... Oh, pass the basket? Did we pass them? Yeah. All right, so we're going to go 4 times this time. 4 times around. And I'm going to look at you while we're passing. Okay. My first miracle. Oh yeah, it's like pulling a bear out of a trap. Yeah. Didn't you feel great supporting the message? My lavish lifestyle. All right, well, we'll end with a prayer. And come up. The books are 15. We have 2 books, or 3 books left. I have one in the car, so we're selling 2. No, I don't. I don't have one. I'm not doing another talk. My business is raging. It's nice to see everyone here today. We'll go to Chibos if you like. This is the plan. So, the me version of the Serenity Prayer. God, grant us the serenity to assess the things we cannot change, courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom's going to keep coming back. And we're having it the first Monday of the month at the bookstore. First Monday of the month at San Rafael. So, you want a book?
Yeah, just one other question though.
Yeah. Can you grab one of those books for me?
We spend a lot of time I'm really fixated on the topic is not depending on the law of attraction itself. But what about just not going into the mind? I mean, when I need a wrench, I don't think I'm the wrench. I just pick it up and use the wrench. Why do I have to even identify at all with the mind? When I have to do long division, I'll just use the mind like the wrench. Why even go into the mind? If you're never in the mind and you're only living in spirit or abiding in spirit, you're going to be the most authentic and genuine. True?
Yes, but the thing is, we've been impressed here in this mental activity.
How do you mean I'm not in the
Selfish.
Okay.
What's going on?
But if I'm not in my mind, I can't be selfish. So if I stay out of that neighborhood,
Well, you're
I'm
never
avoiding
selfish.
it.
Well, how can you do that?
I don't know. That's what I'm
I
asking.
wouldn't.
Is there a thing to...
No. Just keep entertaining. Susan, don't be escaping so quick.
We downloaded all your YouTube talks. Listen to them all the way from Stockton to Salt Lake.
Okay.
It was great. It was awesome. Good a couple times and actually Sunday was awesome.
All right.
We're still at home.
Going up our snow.
Not today. We just came over here to do a log cabin and a couple of evenings. We'll do the log cabin and Alan on meetings here.
Wow.
Oh, you can't take any more help.
Yeah, well, you don't want to go out there. No. Yes. Pope says, hallelujah. No limbo, honey.
No limbo?
No